Bobby GLT Gault.
Hey everybody! No, it's not my birthday. I'm here to answer 7 questions for WallStreet.com. And the first one would be, what year did you start? And I started in mid-December 1979. And I remember it's because the first week I was there, we got a day off for Christmas, and I was pretty excited to work a short week. But it was over 30 years ago, and I feel every year of it. And the second question is, how did you get your job? And I had an old friend of mine, Brad Cole, who was working on the floor, who knew the manager for Rosenthal, who was Steve DeVito at the time. And came down on the floor and was introduced to Steve. And Steve unfortunately gave me the bad news that Les Rosenthal had lost a lot of money that day and wasn't hiring anybody. So Steve took me over to meet the floor manager of Gelderman, John Peso. And John did have an opening and hired me on the spot. And I started, I think I was making $125 a week as a runner. And it was exciting, and it was something that I would just took on as a part-time job, trying to fill some time, trying to make a little extra money, and trying to find something to do. I had no idea it would turn into a career. And the next question is, the first impression of the floor was, wow. Number one, how does anything get done down here with all these idiots running around screaming and yelling, and never heard so much profanity before in my life. But it was, a way to, I think, a lot of these traders to hold themselves in check and, let out a little aggression by, using some language. But overall, everybody was pretty much well behaved, especially for the environment we were in. I was really impressed that, what these guys have created, a financial institution that I'd never even heard of. I heard the Board of Trade, but I never heard of the Merc. And when I came down, everybody I knew heard about the Merc after that. And the next question is the most memorable moment. Since everybody will be hearing this, including my wife, it was probably when I met my wife on the floor. Oh my God, I'll never forget that day. But honestly, the most memorable day on the floor was probably the crash of 86, 87. One of those years. It was the big crash. But just the pandemonium and the full spectrum of what this environment is about, of some group of people making an unheard of amount of money, and the other group unfortunately losing an unheard of amount of money. And to come out and go through something as horrific as that, and for the exchange to come through and perform very well, and actually I think create some stability to the markets by having more than just the big board to go through, that we served our purpose basically as a hedging institution. And I think a lot of guys took on a lot of risk, and we came out on top. I think we did a good job, and that was just amazing for me. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. The next question would be the most important thing a trader needs on the trading floor as a trader. Being a commission broker, I never really was a trader. Those guys are a different breed. Commission broker, basically what we do is just what we're told and try to do it to the best of our ability. And the better you do, the more business you'll get. It's it's really kind of a neat honor system where
Bobby was one of the best.
if you work hard and you do a good job, you get rewarded, and your reputation does get out there, and you do build a name for yourself, and you're actually surprised on some of the people you come in touch with. But I think the most important thing as an order filler or as a trader or anyone on the floor needs discipline. Once you go outside your parameters and you start taking chances, and your heart's telling you that you shouldn't be doing this, but you're in a bad situation, or you're in a good situation, I think you need to know your limits and stick to them. The worst thing that can happen to a trader, I believe, is go in there and go outside your parameters and be undisciplined and make a lot of money. Because I will guarantee you, I've seen it over the 30 years I've been down there, it will come back to do you more harm than good. You got to stick to your guns and do what you believe in, and just not take any crazy chances. Let's see, the next question is the funniest memory. Oh, there is so many of them. Not only we are a source of information, financial information for everyone in the world, we're, I think, the best hub of information that you can't get on any screen, you can't get out of any book. It comes to the floor first. We hear about stuff, sometimes even before it goes to Bloomberg or comes across the screen. It's such a vast network of people throughout the world that the floor is usually, the first one to hear about, whatever might be going on. Barron's Bank going down, or, something like that, or anything. I just think that you cannot get information quicker than you can on the floor. But the funniest memory, there's just so many of them, just from the amount of jokes you hear when it's slow down there. They vary. Some are pretty crass, but some can be pretty funny, and we try to hold our tongues when we can and not try to get too out of hand, because some of the things you hear are kind of out of hand. But that's the industry we're in. I think the funniest thing that I could remember is when we were in the S&P 500 and we were going crazy, and there was a guy named Jay Zimmerman, and we were trading and things were going crazy, and all of a sudden you see Jay blow up at the broker next to him, and they get in a fight, and the next thing you know, he's biting the guy on the shoulder because he doesn't know what else to do. He loses his mind, loses all sense of reality, and decides to take a chunk out of the guy next to him, literally, not figuratively. And to see that, yeah, it was an extreme thing, but you think back and you think and consider the people that are involved, and after all the dust settles, it was a pretty funny thing to see. It's not something you would see in everyday life. They're great people, but in this situation where so much is at stake, things get out of hand sometimes. And the last one is the favorite charity or charities. Besides myself, I really, I think some of the more favorite charities, I think, are the ones for the children. And never before, anywhere I've worked, I'm 53 now, and I've been on the floor since '79. I've never seen a community come together knowing that we're lucky and that we're very fortunate. And we feel almost a need sometimes to give back, and to see some of these kids that are in such a bad way, and you feel that things are so out of balance that it's you really want to help out, and you feel a debt because you've been so lucky. But other than that, okay, I tell you, that phone rings one more time, I'm throwing it out the window.
Yes? Yes, come on. No, I'm filming. I'll call you right back.
And
I'll edit that.
Pardon me?
I'll edit that.
Okay.
Maybe.
But the Cars for Kids and some of the other charities, you find a lot of members have been very generous with their time and their money, and it's a pay it forward type of situation where everybody realizes that they are fortunate to be in this situation, and we do owe a debt, a debt for how we ended up, and to give the traders some credit too. It's not like they're just getting money thrown at them. They are risking a lot of their own money. They work very, very hard, and they put themselves under an extreme amount of stress. If you ever want to see a situation where you come this close to losing your mind on a daily basis, you come on down here and check it out. It's definitely. I'm not going to compare anything to war because you're not going to lose your life, but you do put everything you have monetarily at risk on a daily basis. And sometimes that's hard to handle. That's my story.
Good stuff.